November 27th, by Rich von Halt. On the day of the date, Clint was having the worst car trouble. He planned a movie date at 6:30 p.m., then dinner right after in Boca. He picked Boca because he found out Alma had never been to the city, just north of where both lived. He wanted to take her somewhere new. She was older by a couple of years, and Clint was new at everything and wanted her to have an experience. His car barely made it. He got to her house, knocked on the door, and as soon as she opened it, he told her the issues. She quickly said it was okay and decided to drive. She looked beautiful. They headed to the movies and saw the film, Alexander. What Clint didn't anticipate, it was going to be a 3-hour-long film and that it would be sold out. They got there a little late and had to find seats in the dark. Clint didn't know what to do since it was his first time out with a girl by himself. He wanted to be polite and make chit-chat, which was the wrong thing to do in a movie, and the older lady behind him kept shhing him. The movie was terrible. They left the theater and headed towards Boca. They got to the restaurant. It was full. People were dancing and the crowd was older. Another horrible pick by Clint. It was hard for him to talk with her about anything because of the noise. It was a little awkward. They ate and tried to have the fun conversations that they would have at work. On the way out, Clint got whacked in the face by the hand of an older woman who was dancing. They walked around Misner Park for a bit. It was nice since it was quiet. They talked about familiar things and got to talking about films. The Shining kept coming up. On the drive home, Alma had asked Clint if he would like to hang out at the house. They got to the house. Alma changed into something more comfortable, and they watched the film. They talked, and he brought up going on another date the following week. She agreed. He decided to leave since it was 3 a.m., and they both had to work at Borders the next day. He said goodbye and headed to his car. As he got in, Alma called him. Clint answered nervously, thinking she called because he left something behind, which was the only logical reason for her to call him so quickly. He answered. Before she could say anything, Clint asked if he had left something and said he'll be right back to get it. As he walked towards the house, Alma was waiting at the gate that her house was surrounded by. She said, "Hey," and grabbed his shirt near his stomach. They kissed for a bit. Clint forgot if he had left something and said he'd see her tomorrow. He got in his car and left. Alma went back inside and had to sit on the arm of the sofa. Her legs became weak and her stomach had butterflies. This was something new. Something new was the intention. They continued to talk for a couple of days, and the next time they saw each other, they knew they'd be together forever.